Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match preview for Newcastle United versus Everton. Everton having to travel up to St James's Park only 48 hours after playing, well, less than 48 hours, isn't it? After playing a tough game against Burnley at home. I absolutely think this game is nonsense, right? Yeah. I do, right? I have a problem. I think we both have a problem with the Christmas period before we start. We say this every year. Boxing Day, I understand. It's a very traditional fixture. I understand that. I've seen a lot of people yesterday. You see a lot of people come home for the game and things like that. So fair enough, I understand that. But I think this game is nonsense. 48 hours after playing, or less than 48 hours after walking off a pitch and having to get, recovery in straight away, then come in the next day, transport up, and I just think it's... And you know what's worse about it? And genuinely, this is the worst thing. The games are crap.
Yeah.
The games are always crap. There's no quality.
Newcastle played after us.
Yeah.
So they finished at 7:30 at United.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's good to quantify that because people will be saying,
As a fixture... Just answer me this. Why couldn't all the games have been on Sunday?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why did it have to be Saturday? Give the players an extra day's rest and just have a full Premier League fixture on Sunday or whatever, because let's be honest, they can do what they want. Man City are playing Wolves tonight after everyone had played yesterday, so every
game do what they want.
Should have been Sunday. So players are going to get injured, risk getting injuries. They just finished a game and people can go, oh come on, they can play. Well, they just played Saturday, then they play Thursday and they've got to play Saturday, and then they play Wednesday, then they play Saturday or Sunday in the FA Cup. It's great going, there's games every couple of days, but flogging the players isn't good. And B, as a fan, it's crap. Remember that Leicester game on New Year's Day last year? It was the worst game of football I've ever seen.
And also...
Both teams are knackered.
And also, and this is the flip side of it, and people may agree or disagree with me, people will say, oh, you don't need to, but people actually like to spend a little bit of time with the family at Christmas. Honestly, I just think this...
pain in the arse, I think.
I know next year the Boxing Day's on the Saturday, so I don't know when the following game will be.
The bank holidays are Monday, wouldn't
so it might be. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it was Monday. But honestly, and I know it's television dictated, but like you've just said there, an extra day. So they could have done what they did for the Boxing game fixture, is have all the games on. Staggered.
Or they'd give City and Wolves the extra day.
or had whatever it is.
Well, it's mad because Wolves play tonight at the time of recording this in the night against City, and then they play Sunday against Liverpool. Yeah. So Liverpool have had an extra day's rest, and Wolves have got to go to Liverpool on Sunday instead of every club. It's just nonsense. To me, it's berserk.
And the thing about it is, though, and this is what I think from a television point of view is, and I know we've got this on New Year's Day. Fans, if you do it like the Amazon did, and you put it on, so every game's on, and I know on New Year's Day, BT have got every game on, I think.
Have they?
Yeah, I think it's on. I think they've got every game over New Year's Day, and if there's games on the second live, covering everything, I believe. Why can't you do like that as well? Why can't this be the tester like Boxing Day was, of saying, what do we like? What we want is we'll watch our own team and then we might watch another team and maybe... So you can still have 4 live games in a day, but every game can be live. So that 3 o'clock one or whatever, you can pick what you want, if that's the way it falls. I don't know whether this game falls like that, but if you put it on Sunday, it would have fallen like that. Saturday 3 o'clocks are different. Sunday, you can do what you want with them. That's the irony of that really, really bizarre rule.
That needs to be bombed.
That needs to be bombed. And it will be bombed because...
Yeah.
Excuse me, this is why you have not seen me on a lot of videos. That rule has been shown by Amazon, and that the Amazon stuff's brilliant. I mean, even if you go on the Amazon app and watch the replays, they're so good. That's only the only issue is the delay in the game, and I'm sure they'll sort that out. So yeah, we go to Newcastle, and as I just said, they're Newcastle in the same boat. They've played after us,
really,
and so the quality of the game straight away.
Well, you've got on Saturday Brighton and Bournemouth at 12:30, but they've both played yesterday, and they're playing at 12:30. It's
I just think
I think it's pathetic.
I think it's mad,
and there's no reason for it.
Well, there is a reason for it.
No, there isn't.
Well, there is.
There's no reason for it being Saturday. There's none at all, mate, honestly.
Tradition.
No,
No, television
tradition can be Sunday. It's the weekend, isn't it?
television, mate. No, it could be Sunday, mate. It could easily be Sunday. Could easily be Sunday.
If Boxing Day would have been Friday, it'd have been Sunday, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Or Monday.
It is. It could have been Sunday. Could have been a lot fairer if all the games had been on Sunday, and then we got...
A, give the players a rest.
Yeah.
B, give the fans a rest.
Yeah. Hands to quality.
Do you know what I mean? Let everyone just have a day's break, and then you're ready to go again, aren't you? There'll be Newcastle fans who've come home from Old Trafford, probably got in about 1 o'clock in the morning or something.
It's not that far.
No, not that far.
It's not that far.
So got in at like 11 o'clock, say, at night, go to bed, and they're going to match again tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? It's like, give it a...
But I just... Yeah. Anyway, listen. So, because of that, it's really hard to know what's going to happen in this game. It is a flip of a coin. It could be the worst game in the world, or it could be 5-0. You know, that's the problem with this time here. And I know, listen, I for one don't think that's a fair representation of teams at times. And don't get me wrong, listen, Newcastle are sitting ahead of us in the Premier League at the moment. If we win the game, we'll go above them on goal difference. And they've had a good start, a lot better start than what people thought. Steve Bruce has settled them down, got that sort of Rafa Benitez shape. But I think with the attacking players he was allowed to bring in with the money that he got from Perez, as they've bought quite well, and they've got a little bit of pace in the team now. And I think with that solidness at the back, I think they're a tricky team now, and especially at home where they've got a really good record. Yeah, you know, this is a difficult game. This for us.
Game. Four wins, 4 draws, and 1 defeat at home. I think that defeat was Arsenal, wasn't it? First day.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
since then.
First weekend. Yeah,
they haven't lost since. So they're on a good run. Everton have won 4 of the last 6 games at St James's Park. Couldn't believe that.
Yeah,
and we were 2-0 up there last year, so got decent record up there. But like you just said, it's what's difficult is knowing what players are going to be available on both teams. You know, because like you say, you've got to look after the players, and a day's recovery isn't enough
nonsense
to play a game again, because people
can't
might
say it enough.
You know, you're there. You know, players will have been in the training grounds today having massages and like probably done a little cool down and stuff. But then to go, so the game's going to be played at like 70%, isn't it? Because players will. So it'll probably be a slower pace.
Mistakes will be made because of tiredness.
Like you say,
and it too starts the game as well for Everton. You just don't know, because I think Carlo Ancelotti's already hinted at the fact that some of those players won't play, or he just can't play. And then you're relying on the players you've got on your bench. And for us, you know, okay, got the likes of, you know, Moise Keane, who could maybe come in. Michael Keane, who could come in, maybe Leighton Baines if needed. You know, there are a couple of options on there, but you're still not getting your full 17, young Sheng Tosa maybe. But then you are saying, well, it's going to be completely different to what you've had in the previous game.
You know, Walcott's going to be... I think Walcott will start.
I think so,
on the bench there. I think Moise Keane could start. Yeah. It's who you decide to flog, isn't it?
I think the problem is that for us, that we've got players where you go, well, actually, we don't need to change that. We don't need to change that position. But we've got other positions where you're like, we've got nobody else. And that's the problem for us at the moment.
Do you think he might play 5 at the back?
What, like 5 at the back he played on at the weekend?
No, but like...
More or 3 at the back.
3, like
maybe bring Keane in.
Michael Keane in and just say, sit a little bit deeper. It's hard, isn't it? Because it's like, who would you take out the defence to rest someone?
Well, but the problem with that is that's a question we don't know the answer to, because we don't know their limits.
Levels,
like the likes of, for me, there's players like Mason. I imagine Mason Holgate and Dominic Calvert-Lewin will be fine to play. I honestly do. They're really, really.
I wouldn't play Delph or Sigurdsson. I'd say one of them wouldn't be in my... Tom Davis would come in for me.
Bit more
to
energy.
give a little bit of energy.
And because of that
Walcott
suit on Christmas Day.
And the suit on Christmas Day, he deserves to play for wearing that.
Yeah.
I'd be tempted to have Moise Keane in there. I'd be tempted to have Tom Davis in there. I'd be tempted to have Theo Walcott in there.
Yeah.
You know, and just give it that little bit of freshness.
Yeah.
And maybe have Coleman or Sidderby right back, and then maybe with luck to replace one of them with that. You know what I mean? Freshen it up.
I think the most important thing for this game is, and I think again, Carlo Ancelotti mentioned it, and I think you mentioned it, and Dave mentioned it on the final word, was 2 clean sheets back to back now. First time, never really looked under too much threat under Burnley, even from a lot of the set pieces. if we can get that sorted at the back and get back to being... So we've spoke about loads of time. Turn your defeats into draws and your draws into wins. And this is a game where if we come away with a point from this game, from sitting here right now, I wouldn't be disappointed. Because I just think it's another point at a difficult time of the year. Man City New Year's Day, Liverpool next Sunday in the FA Cup. And I think then you start looking to them. And then after that, you look at the fixtures and go, now we're back to having a good run of games. One good, well, I think there's
a
midweek one, isn't there?
But in general, it's
against Newcastle.
Newcastle at home,
yeah. So you're looking at the fixtures thinking, right, now we hit a bit of a run where it's not too bad. Looking, we got rid of that tough spell of fixtures. So if you go up to Newcastle, you look at their home record, you go, actually, I'll probably take a point here because it's a tough time of season. And that's sometimes, I'm not saying that's the thinking you go in with as a player or a manager, as a coach, but it is that don't get beat. Don't get beat because every point, you're just, you're adding.
Just totting up.
Where beforehand, we were getting beat and they were all totting up.
You're totting up and you're looking and going, well, you know what, we're still madly in the mix for Europe, which is bizarre.
7 points off Sheffield United.
So you'd have to look and just go, look, keep topping up, top up, and then when we get that run where it's one a week in general, and the winnable games, shall we say, they're not all against teams who are at the top end of the league. I know it's difficult. We've had difficulty with both, but we're on a different journey now, aren't we, I suppose, if you're looking at it that way with the manager. You'd look for them and then think, right, every point, and then we can turn them ones into threes. If we were to come away with a positive result, either a victory or a draw, you're looking at 5 Premier League games unbeaten, then you start looking and going, well, we go to City with a bit more confidence. And it's a bit of a free hit next week at Man City. It's a game we can get something out of. But they'll be heavily expecting to win. And that's the way it is. But then, the people will be looking and going, but this is a game we can win because Newcastle haven't got the biggest squad. They'll have to make changes.
Just coming off the back of a 4-1.
Coming off the 4-1 defeat at United. They were exploited lots of times by United, But in terms of clean sheets, we haven't had, just seeing it here, we haven't had a clean sheet in the last 8 games away from home. I haven't had 5 in the previous 9. So if we could get a clean sheet, that's your starting position.
That's, let's
remember the Cleverley game?
Oh yeah, last minute.
Boxing Day, wasn't it?
Last minute, yeah. Let's get it right. Our home form will always take care of itself. It always has, it always will do, unless you're Roberto Martinez. It's the away form we need to get hold of and start picking up points and getting, a win every 3 games or whatever. If you seriously want a challenge, you've got to be able to go away and go, we can do what we do at home, away from home, and get that mentality. And there's no better time than starting your first game when you've got trips to Manchester City and Liverpool coming up, you know what I mean? So for me, that's been the big thing for the last 3-4 managers. I think the only one who sort of, Allardyce's away record wasn't terrible, but again, that's because that was built on. He threw some away, but then in others he didn't. We went up to Newcastle and got a win.
1-1.
We got a win. We went to Anfield and got the draw and
through at West Brom.
He looked at those games as don't lose. Koeman was the same. Try and get a draw away from home and win your own games. And of course that gets you to a certain level, but if you can create that and then you start turning those draws into wins, and it's having that no fear. We as a club just seem to fear away games. It's just like we don't have the comfort blanket of the fans around us.
It's because we just haven't been good enough.
We
haven't let's be honest, we haven't had good enough players. Or even when we have had good enough players, the mentality hasn't been quite right. If Ancelotti, if we were to win, he'd be only the 3rd Everton manager in the Premier League era to win his opening 2 games. Moyes and Royal won both of their opening 2. But, you've got to, we'll have to go up there and be tight. They've got people like Jethro, who's lightning. They've got Almiron, who's a good player. Joe Linton's a handful of times. Dwight Gale.
Those 2 kids in the middle of the park from Game of Thrones.
Longstaff in the middle of the park. We scored 2 goals, both against Man U. And
what I would say is, from set pieces, they've become very dangerous as well. Bruce's, that was like almost like the turning point for them. It was Bruce drilling them, getting the goals from set pieces. So they've become very good at that as well.
I think they've scored 10 goals in 9 home games. and conceded 7, so it's not bad at all. So, listen, it's a tough...
John Joe Shelby's come back a little bit as well at recently, hasn't he?
Good player.
Come back.
When you get him right,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
a good
yeah.
player. He can shoot from distance. He's a good passer of the ball. It's just
No, it's about...
something's missing with him, I
Yeah.
think. That consistency.
He just
level,
needs
but
to mature. I don't know whether he has matured or whether he is maturing, but
he's-
he's a good, technically, he's a very good
he is.
footballer.
He is. So they're not a bad side at all, to be fair. They've had a better season than us so far. So it's a case of go up there, try to win the game, and if you can't, don't get beaten.
Yeah.
That can be the only thing at this time of the year. It's a lot of games. Like we say, we don't know. The manager might make 4 or 5 changes tomorrow.
We don't know, do we?
I'd have Anthony Gordon in the squad as well.
I'm sure he will have a couple of legs.
Get him in. I tempted to play him. But certainly have him in there and see what we can get. If we can keep it tight, there's no reason why. It'd be great if we can get in front. I think that'd be a big thing, because put the pressure on them and then see how we cope with it, because our away form's horrific. You know, we're in the bottom 3 for away form, which is terrible. We won 1 away game all season.
I just don't think when we go away, I don't think we impose ourselves on anyone, and we don't have the players to impose. I think last season was a perfect representation of when we went to Newcastle. We got 2-0 up, and then the first bad thing that happened to us, we felt a bit. And we've had that we had that at Brighton this season as well. It almost happened at Southampton, although we, luckily enough, the switch went the other way. And that was the perfect representation of not having the ability. I mean, last season when we went there, we nearly went either 3-0 up or 3-1 up. Dominic Calvert-Lewin just put one rightly wide, but
would have gone 3-1. Yeah.
Things just never quite fell for us. You've got to be able to tough it out. That's the whole point of getting wins away from home, is toughen out the in parts of the game that the crowd start getting on top of you and they're throwing chances at you. We just last year, like house of cards.
We need Pickford to just be calm.
Not be a knobhead. No, not be a knobhead. Because last year he was a knobhead.
He was, yeah. He
right?
Contributed to the defeat massively. His performance, the third goal, he couldn't do anything about, was miles offside anyway, but he couldn't do anything about. But the first and the second goal, first one went under him, should have saved it, and the second one he pushed it back out to Perez to put it in. It was awful goalkeeping. So
because he lost his focus.
Because he lost the focus, and yet up to then he'd saved the penalty. Yeah. He was doing everything all right, and then he got involved in laughing with their fans and winding them up because we were winning 2-0. You know, instead of just, if you're going to do that, wait till you've won the game and you're walking off, then you can have a wink and a smile at them. In a game, you've got to, and it'll stop him being the keeper he probably should be, unless he can get it out of his game, and that'll be tantamount to whether we can get a result. It's going to be interesting.
Bit of professionalism.
It is, isn't it? And to be honest with you, I think now, maybe having this manager, it's who you can...
Oh, I don't think this manager will suffer any
That's what I'm saying, and I think maybe he'll know that, and I think he'll look and be like... I seen him apologising to Ancelotti because he bollocked him a couple of times in the Burnley game for giving the ball away so cheaply, and he was like that in Pickford. You know, and I've not seen that. He's not really in. Who's he had? He's had Koeman, you know, and then he had Allardyce, and he's had Silva. This is a different fella. This is different gravy, the level, isn't it? So, straight on from Allardyce gravy, see. So, yeah, you know...
He'll get the eyebrow if he's not careful.
He will get the eyebrow, and that no one wants the eyebrow, do they? But we've just, like you say, you know, we've got the players to win. Newcastle have got match winners as well, so it's going to be tight.
It is.
And I think I'm with you. I think if you'd offered me a guaranteed point now, I think I'd go, yeah.
And that's not being
let's
like...
move on.
That's not being defeatist, by the way. That's just... I honestly just find it mad how many games are played.
If we hadn't played since Saturday, I'd be saying, like, we can win this. Let's get there, put the pressure on and press them. We can run them into the ground. We'll win the game because I think we've got better quality. It's a difficult place to go anyway. It always is. But just coming on the back, and I know they're both in the same boat. For both teams, they probably could do without this game, or certainly could do another day's rest. So it could be literally a flip of a coin, because who knows, both teams might have 5 changes because players are knackered. That's it, yeah.
Let us know what your thoughts. And there's probably loads of you out there going, footy's great, it's boss. I mean, that's great. I just remember this time last year, we played Burnley, beat them 5-1, then we had to go to Brighton, and they beat us 1-0.
In the worst
game ever. And that's the way I look at this time of year. It's just that One day you'd have one thing, and then the next day you'd have something completely different.
Maybe if they were going to do the
and that was after we'd been beaten 6-2 by Tottenham.
by Spurs, the holiday games, maybe it should just be a game on Boxing Day, a game on New Year's Day, and just cut the middle game off.
Well, as I said, next year I think the Boxing Day game is on the Saturday, so I don't know when the following game is going to be.
I bet you they do the Monday.
But I'd rather have an extra midweek game in like April or something than have this game. I just...
They could even fit it in February, this game, a midweek game.
I just find it, I find it baffling. I honestly find it baffling.
And yet
they're having and yet in January we're having
a
winter break. And and it's like, well, no, instead of having this game, you could have just, whatever.
I just think it's mad that it's 1 day's rest. That's what I can't get my head around. I know they used to do it. I used to do it years ago, Easter. It'd play Saturday.
Nobody used to do it in the old days. Used to do back-to-back games. But that's when the players were having a smoke at half time and having a bitter, immediately after the game or probably before the game. It's different times.
But that's why you'd get 8-2 one day and 7-0 the next day to the other team. So
bizarre.
We'll see.
There you go. Let us know your thoughts in the comments on this one. Do you think we can win? Who do you think should come into the team? Should he just go with the same team? Should he just go mad and just go, fuck on, all right, get on with it?
He might do. He
might play that lactic acid in your calves.
Might play that same team for an hour and then make 3 changes.
We'll wait and see. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. Click the bell for alerts so you know exactly when a video is coming out. Give this video a like. And if you want more great videos, join us over on Patreon. All the links are in the description. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.